kill your weak feelings, let me tell you something real. Weak feelings are the enemy. That hesitation, that fear, that voice in your head telling you to quit, to slow down, to play it safe, that's the enemy whispering in your ear, and every day you entertain it, you lose. It's time to kill your weak feelings. Your feelings are not facts. That's a hard truth most people don't want to hear. But if you want to grow, if you want to win, if you want to break through all the things holding you back, then you need to understand this on a deep level. Feelings are real, yes, but they're not reliable. They fluctuate, they lie, and if you build your life on them, you're building on sand. Think about it. How many times have you felt like quitting, only to push through and realize you had more in the tank? How many times did you feel unworthy, not good enough, or incapable, and yet you still got the job done? That's because your feelings were lying to you. They were trying to keep you small, safe, controlled, but that safety is a trap. It's a cage. It's weakness disguised as wisdom. You wake up one morning and feel like a failure. That doesn't mean you are one. You feel tired. But your body has more to give. You feel scared, but that doesn't mean you should back down. Fear isn't a stop sign, it's a signal, a warning, a test. Your feelings will tell you to avoid discomfort, to stay inside your comfort zone, to wait until the stars align. And if you obey those feelings, you will stay stuck forever. The people who get ahead in life, in business, in health, in mindset, they aren't controlled by their emotions. They acknowledge them, sure, but they don't let them run the show. They've learned how to separate feeling from fact. They feel fear, but they don't let it make their decisions. They feel doubt, but they don't let it control their actions. They might feel weak, but they still act strong. That's power. That's freedom. Weak feelings show up loud. I can't do this. I'm not good enough. This is too hard. But instead of asking if those feelings are true, we accept them as truth, and that's where the damage begins. Because when you believe your feelings are facts, you stop trying. You slow down. You give up. All based on a temporary emotion that doesn't represent your actual capability. Let me be clear. I'm not saying to ignore your feelings entirely. They're part of being human. They matter, but they're not the compass you use to navigate life. You don't make decisions based on how you feel in the moment. You make decisions based on who you want to become. Because that version of you, the future, stronger you, doesn't care how you feel today. That version wants you to move, to act, to fight through the resistance. It's easy to sit around and wait until you feel motivated, until you feel ready, until you feel strong, but motivation comes and goes. Readiness is a myth. Strength is something you build through action, not emotion. You take action first, and the feeling follows, not the other way around. So the next time that voice in your head whispers weakness, that you're tired, that you should rest, that you should quit, ask yourself, is this a fact? Or is this just a feeling trying to protect me from growth? 9 times out of 10, it's the latter. You don't kill your weak feelings by avoiding them. You kill them by pushing through them. You kill them by acting anyway, by showing up anyway, by proving them wrong, one rep, one step, one win at a time. That's how you gain control. That's how you build resilience. That's how you silence the lies and step fully into your power, because your feelings are not facts. And until you master that truth, you'll always be held back by a voice that was never telling the truth in the first place. Comfort is a killer. It doesn't show up like a threat. It doesn't announce itself with alarms or danger signs. No comfort creeps in slowly. It shows up with softness. It tells you to take it easy, to slow down, to rest just for a bit. And before you know it, days turn into weeks, and weeks into months of doing the bare minimum, accepting less. Becoming less, that's how it gets you. It sounds good at first. Stay in bed a little longer. Skip the gym today, you'll go tomorrow. Don't have that hard conversation, just keep the peace. Settle for what you have, why take the risk? Comfort convinces you that you're safe. But safety isn't the same as growth. Safety keeps you alive, sure, but growth, progress, becoming the best version of yourself, that requires heat, pressure, discomfort. Look around at the people who never change, the ones who complain but never take action, the ones who talk big but live small. They're addicted to comfort. They've built a life designed around avoiding pain, not chasing purpose. And it's not because they're lazy, it's because they've made comfort a habit. And comfort is the most dangerous habit you can ever build. Growth only happens in discomfort. Your body gets stronger under stress. Your mind gets sharper through challenge. Your spirit becomes unbreakable by going through things that test it. But if you're always choosing the easy path, avoiding the grind, skipping the hard reps, you'll never build the calluses you need mentally or physically. Comfort is the reason you start something and never finish. It's the reason your goals stay stuck on paper. It's the reason you keep putting off the life you say you want, because the path to that life, it's uphill, it's messy, it's uncomfortable, and most people don't want to pay the price. They want the results, but not the resistance. They want the glory, but not the grind. But here's the truth. Comfort is a trap. It lulls you into complacency, then robs you of your edge. It whispers lies. You've done enough. You deserve a break. Take it easy today. And if you listen too long, it becomes your reality. You start playing small, you avoid challenges, you lose your hunger, you forget what you're capable of. That's why the winners, the warriors, the ones who rise above, they chase discomfort on purpose. They train when it's cold, they grind when they're tired, they lean into the hard things because they know that's where the growth is, not in ease, not in comfort, but in the suffering, the struggle, the stretch. You've got to flip your mindset. Start seeing comfort as the enemy. Start craving the hard stuff. Because every time you choose discomfort, every time you say yes to the challenge instead of the shortcut, you're building something real. You're separating yourself from the pack. You're stacking discipline, grit, and confidence, and no one can take that from you. Comfort will always be there, tempting you. But so will the fire inside you, that voice telling you were made for more. That part of you that knows deep down you've barely scratched the surface of your potential. So the question is, who are you listening to? Kill comfort, bury it. Stop waiting to feel ready or motivated. Do it tired, do it afraid, do it unprepared. Just do it and let discomfort shape you into someone who can't be broken, because at the end of the day, comfort might feel good now, but it costs you everything later, and that's a price you can't afford to pay. Discipline over emotion, that's the code. That's the mindset that separates the ones who wish from the ones who win. The truth is, if you only act when you feel like it, you'll never get anywhere worth going. Emotions are fleeting. They change with the weather, with sleep, with stress. But discipline is consistent. Discipline shows up, no matter what. And in a world full of people riding emotional roller coasters, discipline is what gives you power. You're not always going to feel motivated. Some days you'll wake up tired, unmotivated, uninspired. The voice in your head will be whispering excuses. Take a day off. You've earned a break. Start fresh tomorrow. But that's the trap. That's the moment where most people lose, because they let how they feel dictate what they do, and that's weakness. Discipline doesn't care how you feel. It doesn't ask if you're in the mood. Discipline says, this is what I said I'd do, so I'm doing it. Simple, ruthless, focused. You train the body when the mind wants rest. You show up to work when your heart wants to hide. You stick to the plan when emotion wants to rip it apart. That's where transformation begins. Emotion is like a child, loud, impulsive, easily distracted. But discipline is the parent, calm, steady, grounded in principle. If you let the child drive the car, you'll crash every time. You'll make decisions in anger, in fear, in laziness. But if you let discipline drive, you stay on course. You might not always enjoy the ride, but you'll get where you're meant to go. This isn't about suppressing your emotions. Emotions are human. They're part of you, but they should be passengers, not the driver. You acknowledge them, but you don't obey them. You feel fear and still move forward. You feel doubt and still take action. You feel resistance and still rise early, still train hard, still do the work. That's discipline. That's freedom, because discipline is freedom. It frees you from the chains of inconsistency, from the ups and downs of your own mood, from the trap of waiting for the perfect moment. When you're disciplined, you don't wait for the conditions to be right, you create the right conditions by showing up regardless. Every time you choose discipline over emotion, you get stronger. You prove to yourself that you're not controlled by mood swings or distractions, that you can trust yourself, that your word means something, that your goals matter more than your feelings. That's how confidence is built, not by hype or inspiration, but by doing what needs to be done again and again, especially when it's hard. You don't rise to your level of motivation, you fall to your level of discipline. That's what carries you through when the fire is gone, when the excitement fades. When no one's watching, that's what keeps you steady when life hits hard, and it will. There will be stress, setbacks, failure, loss. Emotions will try to take over, but discipline will keep you moving. So build it. Train it like a muscle. Start with small things. Wake up when you said you would. Do the workout even when you're tired. Stick to the plan even when it's boring. Say no to distractions. Say yes to the hard road. Bit by bit, you'll become the kind of person who doesn't flinch under pressure, who doesn't fold when life gets rough. Because when you put discipline over emotion, you take control of your life, and once you have that, there's nothing you can't conquer. Excuses are elegant lies. They sound smart. They sound reasonable. They even make you feel better in the moment, but they're poison. Silent, creeping, destructive poison. And if you don't get ruthless with your excuses, they will steal your potential one day at a time. If you want to level up mentally, physically, financially, spiritually, you have to be relentless in calling out your own lies. No sugarcoating, no soft talk, just brutal, honest truth. Excuses are easy to make because they're based on emotion, not logic. I'm too tired. I don't have time. I'm not ready yet. All of that is rooted in fear and comfort, not in facts. The truth is, you could wake up earlier. You could manage your time better. You could take the first step even if you're not ready. But it's easier to find a reason not to. It's easier to hide behind the excuse than face the discomfort of growth. But here's the catch. Every time you make an excuse, you reinforce weakness. You train your mind to seek the way out, not the way through. You teach yourself that it's okay to stay small, to delay action, to avoid responsibility, and the more you do it, the easier it gets. Until excuses aren't just a habit, they're your identity, and by then, you've already lost. Getting ruthless with your excuses means attacking them at the source. No more defending them. No more accepting them as truth. You call them out for what they are, lies. Lies designed to protect your ego, not your future. You've got to develop a zero-tolerance policy. When that excuse pops up, I don't feel like it today. You shut it down immediately. You don't negotiate with it. You act anyway. You prove it wrong through action. People spend years blaming circumstances. If I had more support, I'd be further. If I had more money, I'd start. If I had more time, I'd train. But guess what? There are people with less than you doing more than you. Why? Because they decided that their excuses weren't welcome anymore. They decided that progress was more important than pride. They didn't wait for perfect conditions. They built discipline in the storm. The harsh truth: no one's coming to save you. No one's going to make you do the work, and no one's going to care about your excuses except you. The world rewards execution, not explanation, results, not reasons. You either get it done or you don't. That's the game, and the ones who win are the ones who silence the voice that says not today, and replace it with go now. Excuses will always be there, ready to jump in and justify your comfort. But you have to be stronger than that voice. You have to develop the mental toughness to say, no, I'm not buying that story today. You've got to starve the excuses by feeding the action. You've got to be so locked in on your goals that no excuse, no emotion, no external circumstance can shake you off your path. Getting ruthless with excuses doesn't mean being hard on yourself for no reason. It means being honest. It means holding yourself to a higher standard because you know what you're capable of. It means choosing growth over comfort, accountability over blame, and progress over perfection. So the next time you hear that excuse creeping in, do what a warrior does: crush it. Replace it with discipline, replace it with action, replace it with truth, because every excuse you kill makes you stronger. Every excuse you destroy brings you closer to the life you say you want. Stop explaining. Start executing. Get ruthless and get after it. Hard times are a gift, not one you ask for, not one that comes wrapped with a bow, but a gift all the same because it shapes you, molds you, and brings out parts of you that comfort never could. It's easy to see hard times as punishment, as unfair, as something to avoid or escape. But the truth is, those moments, the ones where you feel broken, lost, or exhausted are the very moments that can turn you into something unshakable. When everything is going right, when the path is smooth and the skies are clear, it's easy to feel strong. But that kind of strength is untested. It's unproven. Real strength is revealed in chaos. In struggle, when your plans fall apart, when the people you counted on walk away, when life hits you hard and keeps hitting, that's when you find out what you're really made of. That's the moment the mask comes off and your true character shows up. Hard times expose the gaps. They highlight your weaknesses. They force you to confront the parts of yourself you've been ignoring: your discipline, your mindset, your habits. They strip away the fluff and the ego and leave you with the truth, who you really are and how bad you really want it. That's why they're a gift, because without struggle you'd keep coasting, you'd keep lying to yourself, you'd keep settling for less. Pain wakes you up, it sharpens your vision, it cuts through the noise and reveals what actually matters. You start to appreciate things you once took for granted. You begin to see how much time you wasted avoiding discomfort, and then you realize something powerful: that the storm didn't destroy you. It revealed you. It carved out a stronger version of you that couldn't have been built any other way. Everyone wants growth. Everyone wants to level up. But most people don't want what comes with it. Growth is painful. It demands sacrifice. It demands discomfort. It demands hard times, because that's the only way to develop resilience. That's the only way to build the kind of mindset that can't be shaken. Every setback you survive, every failure you overcome, every moment of pain you endure, that's training, that's armor, that's experience that no book or quote or motivational speech can give you. You don't become unbreakable by avoiding hard times. You become unbreakable by walking through them and refusing to break. That's where confidence comes from, not from praise, not from easy wins, but from knowing you've been in the trenches and came out stronger. You've taken hits and you're still standing. You've been knocked down and you got back up. That's where the fire is born. So instead of running from the hard times, start welcoming them. Stop asking, "Why is this happening to me?" and start asking, "What is this trying to teach me?" Because every challenge carries a lesson. Every loss has a seed of wisdom, and if you lean into it, if you stay focused and refuse to quit, you'll come out of it with more than just survival. You'll come out with power. Hard times build gratitude. They build perspective. They build inner strength. They teach you how to fight for your future, how to let go of things that don't serve you, and how to rise even when everything around you is falling apart. You don't grow when things are easy. You grow when you're tested. So if you're in a hard season right now, good. That means you're being shaped. You're being prepared. Embrace the pain. Learn from it. Let it refine you. Because one day you'll look back and realize those hard times didn't break you, they built you. And that is the greatest gift of all. Become unbreakable, not untouchable, not immune to pain, but unbreakable. The kind of person who takes the hit, feels the weight, and keeps moving forward anyway. Life is going to test you, that's a guarantee. It's not a matter of if, but when. And when it does, you have two choices: fold or rise. And if you want to live with purpose, if you want to leave a mark, you need to become the kind of person who rises every time. Being unbreakable isn't about never falling apart. It's about refusing to stay broken. It's about turning every scar into armor. It's about turning every setback into fuel. Pain will come. Doubt will whisper. Loss, failure, rejection. They're all part of the journey, but none of them get to define you. What defines you is what you do next. Do you stay down, or do you get back up with more fire in your eyes than before? Unbreakable people are forged, not born. They're made in early mornings when no one's watching, in late nights when quitting feels easier than continuing, in lonely seasons where it's just them, their goals, and their will to keep going. They've been through hell, but they didn't let it change them, they let it build them. Every time life tried to break them, they rebuilt stronger. They turned pain into power, doubt into discipline, fear into focus. You want to be that person, then stop looking for shortcuts. Stop waiting for it to get easier. It won't, but you can get stronger. Every single day is an opportunity to add another brick to your foundation. The workouts you don't skip, the promises you keep, the times you show up even when you're exhausted. That's how unbreakable is built: by repetition, by consistency, by doing the hard thing again and again until it becomes who you are. Being unbreakable is a mindset. It means your circumstances don't control your commitment. It means opinions of others don't shake your vision. It means even when fear is screaming in your face, you step forward anyway. You trust your training, you trust your mission, and you move with purpose, not permission. People will doubt you, life will challenge you. You'll have days where nothing makes sense, where you feel like giving up would be easier, but you won't because you've made the decision, you've drawn the line. You've decided that no matter what happens, you don't break. You may bend, you may bleed, but you do not break. That's the code. Becoming unbreakable doesn't mean you're perfect. It means you're relentless. It means you don't need everything to go right to keep going. You don't need applause. You don't need validation. You don't need permission. You move because your mission matters more than your mood. You move because you've built discipline. You move because you've been broken before and you know what it took to come back. The world doesn't need more people who crumble under pressure. It needs people with grit, with fire, with that unshakable core that says, I've been through worse and I'm still standing. Be the example, be the standard, be the one who refuses to quit, no matter what it costs. Because when you become unbreakable, life stops happening to you, it starts happening through you. Every setback becomes a setup. Every delay becomes development. Every failure becomes a foundation. And no matter what comes your way, you rise. Every single time, that's what it means to be unbreakable. That's what greatness demands, and it's yours if you're willing to earn it. Thanks for watching.